Not a good day. It's a good day if you're a duck. It's rather wet out here, as you can see. Ah, well, they call a rain or shine motorcycle guy. How's it going, everybody? It's me, your host, Scotty. Amen. Can I get an amen? Yeah, it's quite damp out. We had a really big storm blow through here earlier. Around lunchtime, it was just pouring down rain. But now it's cleared up in the sky and it's just wet roads. So that's all right. Just leave ourselves some extra stopping space there for all the goofballs who try to pull out in front of us because they don't want. Have you noticed more often lately, more often than used to be anyway, that people will pull out in front of you? It used to be, you know, you see some traffic coming and you would wait for it to be clear and you wouldn't pull out in traffic until it was clear. That was the word, clear. All right, wait for the traffic to be clear and then you pull out. But now it seems like people pulling out into your traffic, they don't mind getting in front of you. As long as they can make it out in front of you, it's your problem. You got to slow down. It's a very me-first attitude right there. The world is a very discouraging place sometimes, especially, people can be very discouraging. I think what we need to do is we need to focus on being encouraging. Let's focus on being positive. Let's be a positive force for encouragement. We can all be a positive force. You know, I think the world is already discouraged enough as it is, and I think if you want to have influence in the world, people are not looking for a discouraging voice. If you want to have influence in the world, if you want to have influence on society, you have to be an encouraging person. I think that's just a universal law of the way the world works. Encouraging people gain influence, discouraging people diminish in influence. So let's think for a second, what are some ways we can be encouraging? What are some ways we can be a positive force for encouragement? I thought that guy was yelling at me, but he's just yelling on his phone. He's yelling at somebody else. That's good. Look at all these birds over here checking out this water, man. They dig it. Must be some good bugs in that water. All those ibises. That's the mascot for your University of Miami Hurricanes. The ibis. So let's see, what can we do to be a positive force for encouragement? I think for starters, don't pull out in front of people in traffic. That's like we were talking about. That's a good one right there. Don't pull out in front of people who are coming down the road at you. Wait for the traffic to be clear. It's only going to take you an extra few seconds. It's really not going to add very much to your journey. I think that's a great idea, a great way to start. My pant legs are getting a bit misty wet, man. I got rain pants in the bag. I just can't imagine putting them on when it's just mist and spray coming up off the ground, you know. What's another way we can be encouraging? And I mean, sticking with the traffic theme, right? You can let people in when you're stopped and people are trying to get into traffic. Let somebody in, you know. I'm not saying you have to let the whole world in front of you, but I'm not saying be a pushover or anything like that, but you know, if your traffic is all stopped already, you're already stopped. You know, let somebody in, man. I'll tell you another thing that comes to mind that you can do is just watch your words. Watch the words you choose to use as you go about your daily life and interact with people. And don't be a discouraging, negative, criticizing person. It's kind of in our nature to try to evaluate a problem and pick out the problem with a plan and try to pick out the problem with the situation because we're fixers. We want to correct the situation, but that doesn't mean we have to immediately start shooting down whatever we hear or picking it apart. Somebody's got an idea, somebody's got a plan. You don't have to pick it apart and suddenly just start poking holes in it. You know, start off with something encouraging. Think about something positive and encouraging you can say, and then if you still have concerns about something, you can say, what can we do to overcome this problem? What can we do to make sure this doesn't become a problem? That's one way you can turn a criticism around, by saying, what can we do to solve / fix / correct / avoid a negative situation, eh? Our words can be very powerful. We have to be very careful with what we say. Tell you another thing we can do to be a positive force for encouragement is just be positive on social media. You can leave a positive comment on social media. You don't have to contribute to the toxic negativity that's out there in social media land. We could do something on this channel, for example. You leave a positive comment on this channel. We can steal an idea from Paul Cafaro, the great YouTuber and social media genius. We can steal an idea from Paul there, and you leave a positive comment and I'll read it out. I'll give you a positive comment shout out. How about that? You leave a positive comment and maybe your comment gets read in my next video. That'd be fun. We can spread some positivity in the world. Speaking of your words having power and not using it for negativity, what's up with people who publicly criticize their spouse to other people? Why would you ever publicly tell a crowd of people, something negative about your spouse? That would be like keying your own car. Why would you do that? That's just crazy. If you have a problem or something with your spouse, you're definitely not making it better by talking about it out in public with people. You should always be encouraging and complimentary and uplifting about your own spouse in public. Seems like that would be common sense, but it's not that common. When somebody starts ragging on their own spouse, to me, I just cringe. Why don't you put this energy into your relationship and discuss this situation with them instead of complaining about it to me? You think I'm going to go to them and fix it for you? You don't like something your spouse does? You think telling me about it's going to help or something? That's all it does is change my opinion of you. Crazy, man. So many people don't get that. Alright, well, that's a few ideas. We'll try and think of some more ideas. Maybe I can come up with some more ideas, or if you guys got some ideas, throw them in the comments. What do you think people can do to be a positive force for encouragement? It's going to be our new goal. We want to be influencers. We want to have influence in the world. So let's be encouraging, because that's the key. That's the trick. All right, thanks for riding along with me, keeping me company. I appreciate it. I'm going to be watching for those positive comments so we can do our Paul Cafaro positive comment shout out. Oh, the bus sign. Ladies and gentlemans.